tayo ngayon? Hello? Am I audible? Naririnig ba ako sa ating mga viewers? Please comment down your name and your section. Hello everyone. Please comment down kung naririnig ako. This online class is for 6 Google only. Okay. It is not in public yet. Okay. Okay, Doralyn Soriano or Angeline Soriano. Present siya. Nicole Ocampo or Shine Nicole Ocampo, present. Okay. Okay. Dalawa pa lang ang nagko-comment ng name. So, dalawa pa lang ang nasa attendance. 6 Google. Dalawa pa lang ang nagko-comment ng name. So, dalawa pa lang ang nasa attendance. 6 Google. Dalawa pa lang ang nagko-comment ng name. So, dalawa pa lang ang nasa attendance. 6 Google. Dalawa pa lang ang nagko-comment ng name. So, dalawa pa lang ang nasa attendance. 6 Google. Dalawa pa lang ang nagko-comment ng name. So, dalawa pa lang ang nasa attendance. Angeline and Shine, okay lang ba yung ating screen? Is it readable? Colleen Kunanan, present. Okay. Please have with you your module. Pakihawakan ng inyong module. Rihanna S. Domingo, present.
Actually, itong task force, ang review natin. So, nagsabi ko yan sa ngayon ng gobyerno, pati ang private sector, sa ilalim ng Pilipinas. Malawak yung problema na nito. Kailangan na natin yung magsasaka, isla, mga batang kusmos, sa nanay, para sa sustansya, sa lahat na gustong tumulong, pwede po kayo mag-donate. Laging handa, log.ph/Pilipinas. Tulungan natin yung mga naghihirap natin mga kabayan.
Lance Austin de la Cruz. Okay, Lance Austin de la Cruz.
Actually, itong task force, ang review natin to, paglaban sa dito. At nagsabi ko yan sa ngayon ng gobyerno, pati ang
Please thumbs up na, thumbs up, or Danica May Avenir, present na siya. Okay. Kulay gray. Okay. Kate Ryaline Talagtad, present. Jairus Dwight Rodriguez, Justin Almeida, Stephanie Joy Galia, okay. So you can ask questions through our live chat. Okay. If you have questions, just comment. Kristen Joyce Ruelos. Who else? Ilan na tayo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this link is only limited into your class. So kayo lang sa 6 Google ang mayroong ng link na ito. Okay? So ang nakapag attendance na ay 11. Okay? But the viewers are only 9. Asaan yung dalawa? I want all of you to please stay in this live stream so that our class will be okay. Growell Santiago. Okay, Growell Santiago. Okay, perhaps we are now going to start our lesson. Actually, this is your first week. Week 1 to 3 muna ang ating tatalakayin. Kasi nagsasagot kayo ng summative test. Para mas maintindihan ninyo yung sinasagutan ninyo, we will be discussing the lessons in week 1 to 3. And then later on, if we still have time, we are going to discuss the lessons in week 4 and 5. So I hope everyone will stay in this live stream. As long as you're still watching this, you have the chance to understand more the lessons. Okay, so let's start. So this will be our first discussion in second quarter. Okay, so our lesson for today is about types of informational or factual texts. This is our lesson for weeks 1 to 3. So informational or factual texts inform readers on true, fact-based information. So kapag sinabi natin informational or factual text, ito yung mga impormasyon or datas na totoo at pinaniniwalaan ng maraming tao. These include a wide range of non-fiction. When we say non-fiction, ito nga yung true, yung totoo. Okay? Yung nangyayari sa totoong buhay. Historical, these are the events that happened in the past. That's why we have the so-called history. And then scientific, these are the data that have been proven. Okay? So sa science kasi, we used to prove something. And then the technical texts. Okay, including autobiographies and biographies, books about history, social studies, sciences and the arts, directions, forms, and information displayed in graphs, chart or maps, and digital resources on a range of topics. So that is informational or factual text. Okay. Si Justin, ang gamit na account is yung kay Kian Aguinaldo, which is his friend daw. Okay? Okay, let's move on. Okay, Chris Miel, Bless Ibulo. Kapapasok lang. Here is our attendance. Okay, Chris Miel Ibulo. Kapapasok lang niya. Okay. So, buksan ko din sa phone ko para I can have my guide. Para kung nakikita or okay, so let's move on. So yung mga resources such as autobiographies, biographies, books about history, social studies, sciences and the arts, directions, forms, and information displayed in graphs, chart, or maps and digital resources on a range of topics. Ang yun ay nagbibigay sa atin ng informational or factual texts. Okay? Okay, let us see this picture. It's actually on your module, but I have to make a presentation for you. So in this picture, it says here that, or in your module, it is stated that you have to look at the picture and answer questions such as, are you familiar with Mount Mayon? Of course, everyone is familiar with Mount Mayon. It is considered as one of the most active volcanoes in the country, in our country, in the Philippines. And how will you describe the picture's view of this volcano in Albay. So from the question itself, meron ng mga information na pwede nating i-state. Like the volcano is located in Albay. But from the picture itself, you can have uh, information that is true or fact. Okay? So kung titingnan lang natin yung picture, maaari na tayong makapag-create ng informational text. Kasi as we can see in the picture, the volcano is located in Albay as stated in the questions. Pero kung titingnan natin sa picture, we can state facts that in the picture, we can see people. We can see people in the picture. The shape of the volcano is triangle. Okay? So those are facts based on the picture. Okay, a number of factual information may be given or generated about Mount Mayon. Using the given information, you will be able to write a text or paragraph that provides description on the given picture or item. As I said earlier, kanina, sinabi ko na sa picture pa lang makikita na natin kung ano o kung anong information yung pwede nating magawa or masabi tungkol sa Mount Mayon sa pamamagitan lamang ng picture. Providing factual descriptions is one of the ways in writing informational or factual texts. So, kung gagawa tayo ng informational text or factual text, ang sabi, providing factual description is one of the ways. So, isa sa mga paraan ay yung mag-provide tayo or yung magsulat tayo ng isang katotohanan tungkol sa isang bagay. And from that, we can have our informational or factual texts. So in this lesson, you are expected to identify the purpose, key structure, and language features of various types of informational or factual texts. So in here, in your module, the learning task number 1 is to read the President Manuel L. Quezon's autobiography taken from his privileged speech or delivered in 1933. And then you are to answer questions that follow. Okay, so let me read it for you. I was born a poor man, the son of a school teacher in one of the smallest towns in the Philippines, Baler. My father had, besides his salary, a 2-hectare land which cultivated. While I was a boy and during my early youth, my father saved as much as he could from his meager salary and from what he could get from his rice field, only to have a few hundred pesos with which to give me an education. During those Spanish days, a Filipino family could live in a small town on 4 pesos a month and a supply of rice. Thus, did my family live for years. So, that is how the father of our late President Manuel L. Quezon raised him by having a salary in being a school teacher and also as from what he could get in his rice field. Can you imagine that with only 4 pesos, a family could live in a small town? So that is how valuable the Philippine currency during that time. As for now, kasi 4 pesos is only 4 pesos today. Ano na lang ang mabibili. But from that time, malaki pa yung value ng pera. And that is how father of Manuel Quezon managed to live for years. When I was at the age of 5, an aunt of mine started to teach me to read and write. My own father and mother and the priest of the town later gave me my primary instruction. At the age of 9, I was brought my I was brought by my father to Manila and began my secondary education at San Juan de Letran College. First, I lived in the convent of San Francisco serving as a room and mess boy for one priest, receiving no salary except board and room. Then, my father moved me to the house of an aunt where for some pesos I roomed and boarded. The house was located in Paco, too far from the walled city for him who could only use his own feet as a means of transportation. So, in this paragraph, we can see that Manuel L. Quezon's aunt is the one that started to teach him how to read and write. So, and also, his primary instruction came from his own father and mother and also the priest of the town. And by the age of 9, nagpunta siya ng Manila and sinimulan ni Manuel L. Quezon ang kanyang secondary education sa San Juan de Letran College. So doon, tumira siya sa isang kumbento sa San Francisco bilang isang room and mess boy para sa isang pare. Hindi siya tumatanggap ng sweldo but he have a room. Pwede siya doong matulog. That's why he became a room and mess boy kasi nga doon siya matutulog. And then, after that, inilipat siya ng kanyang tatay sa bahay ng kanyang aunt na kung saan nirerentahan para doon siya mag-boarding. Ayan. At ang kanyang transportation lang ay sa pamamagitan ng kanyang paa. So, naglalakad lang. Okay? My classes started at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I had to get up very early to reach my classes on time. Again, this impaired my health, and the following year, I was taken by my father to San Juan de Letran as an intern. I remained as an intern until I graduated as AB with the highest honors. By this time, the savings of my father had all been spent on my education. He owed money and simply told me that I had to stop my studies unless I could work my way through university education. So, ganun ang naging buhay niya sa Manila. So, gumigising siya ng maaga para lang siya ay makapunta or makaabot sa klase niya ng nasa oras. And syempre, after that, naging intern siya sa San Juan de Letran. Ayan, intern. I came to Manila and spoke to my Dominican professors, who by this time had become very fond of me, and told them of my situation. I wanted to be a lawyer, but could not pay for my expenses. They secured a position for me as one of the helpers in the University of Santo Tomas with room and board and free tuition. Thus, I was able to take up the study of law. So from the last paragraph na ito, hindi na kayang pag-aralin ng tatay niya yung kanyang anak na si Manuel L. Quezon. So, sabi ng tatay niya, nangutang na sila and kailangan na daw siyang mag-stop. Pero kung ayaw niya, siya mismo ang gagawa ng paraan para makapag-aral siya ng kolehiyo. And from that point, nagpunta ulit siya sa Manila, kinausap niya ang kanyang mga professors na kung saan ay naging favorite naman siya at sinabi niya yung kanyang naging sitwasyon. So, gusto daw niyang maging lawyer pero hindi niya kayang magbayad ng mga or hindi niya kayang tustusan yung sarili niya para makapag-aral. So, from that, uh, ang nangyari, dahil very fund nga sa kanya ang kanyang mga professor, ay binigyan siya ng isang posisyon bilang isang helper sa University of Santo Tomas na kung saan ay free ang kanyang room at ang kanyang tuition. And from that, he was able to take up the study of law. So that is how Manuel L. Quezon lived as a student. Ayan. So the question is, are you inspired by his journey in the pursuit of his dream? Okay, so from the autobiography of our late president, it's very inspiring kasi he did his way just to reach his dream. So one of the best thing that is okay, si Rod Riley nakapasok na ngayon pa lang. Okay. Very inspiring yung kanyang story ng life kasi he make his own way just to be in the university. Gagawin niya ang lahat para lang makamit niya ang kanyang mga pangarap. I hope that you are inspired in the story of his life as he reached his own dream. And in that way, Ashley Digap okay. So, kayo din sana, tularan natin yung naging buhay ni ng ating late president dahil masikap siya, masikap at masigasig para maabot yung kanyang mga pangarap. What do you think was his purpose in sharing this part of his life to his audience? So, maybe the purpose of sharing his life to his audience is that he wants to be a role model for those who can't afford to reach or to study in their tertiary education, college. So he wants to inspire his audience that no matter how hard life is, you can still find ways to reach your dreams. So ganun naman tayo, di ba? Gaano man kahirap yung pagdaanan natin, gagawin natin just to reach our dreams. Kasi meron tayong pangarap sa buhay. I hope you are like that. How did his story affect your personal views about your studies and your dreams? As for me, as being your teacher, if I were still a student as you are, I will be inspired. My views will be so much better kasi nga he was like a role model for me nung nabasa natin yung story niya. So not all people have a very very rich life. Meron tayong mga kasamahan or classmate na mayayaman. Yes, there we have. And meron tayong mga classmate na hindi kayamanan at meron din tayong mga classmate na talagang hindi kaya, no? So I was really inspired by his story kasi he showed his struggles in life. And from that struggles, he was able to reach his dreams. Okay, so that is only one part of our discussion. So, ngayon pa lang tayo talaga mag-start ng ating discussion about informational or factual texts. So informational or factual texts are materials that provide significant information or details about a particular person, place, thing, event, issue, and the like. They vary in terms of types, signal questions, and signal words. Okay? So informational text, as I said earlier, these are the text or data that are true, that are factual, that are believable, kapani-paniwala. Or these are the things that can happen in real life. So presented below are the types of informational or factual texts and their purposes or descriptions, signal questions, and signal words. So one of the type of informational or factual text is the sequence. Sequence. So ang purpose ng sequence is to describe or present statements, events, or items in order and or enumerates procedures or steps in doing something. Okay? Pag sinabi nating sequence, mayroong pagkakasunod-sunod. So that is how sequence relates to informational or factual texts. Okay? Key structures or signal questions. What statements, items, events, or steps are listed? Do they happen in this order? Do they always happen in this order? So kapag sinabi nating sequence, always remember the keyword procedure or steps. Okay? Tapos meron tayong mga signal words na dapat consider when we are going to observe or identify informational or factual text kung anong type ba yon. So sa sequence, kapag ang signal words natin ay first, second, next, then, before, after, finally, following, not long after, now, and soon, ang tawag natin doon ay sequence. Okay? Next. Information using sequence may be presented using the graphic organizer. So, katuwang natin yung graphic organizer para mas madali nating maintindihan yung mga information. So, meron tayo ditong timeline. Ayan. Pag sinabi nating timeline, ito yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga nangyari sa isang storya or isang story or sa isang informational text. Okay? Steps. Ayan, may step tayo. For example, how to create an informational text. So, meron tayong dapat na sundin. Steps. Okay? And then, meron din tayong cycle. Parang steps din yan. Meron tayong sinusundan na pattern. Okay? That is sequence. Okay? Always remember that sequence, meron tayo dyang pagkakasunod-sunod or meron tayong order, procedure na sinusundan. Okay, next. Next type of informational text is what we call description. Okay? It describes a person, place, thing, idea, or concept by explaining its features and characteristics or by giving examples. So, kapag ka sinabi nating description, we are only describing. But, we describe based on facts, kung ano yung nakikita natin. Kapag ang pinag-uusapan natin ay informational text. Okay, so the key structures or signal questions. What specific topic, person, idea, or thing is being described? How is it being described? How does it look like? How does it work? What does it do? Etc. What is important to remember about it? And the features or signal words, for instance, such as an example, to illustrate, and characteristics. Pag nakita nyo itong mga salita na ito sa isang text or informational text, ay masasabi mo na ang type ng text nun ay description. So, ganun lang natin i-identify ang isang informational text. Okay, this is the graphic organizer for description. So, ito yung topic. Meron tayong mga boxes here. Ayan, dito natin ilalagay kung ano yung tungkol dun sa topic. Yung description natin sa topic, ilalagay natin sa boxes. Okay? Yan ang ginagamit natin kapag ang type ng text ay description. Let's say for example, ang topic natin ay about module. For example, how does it look? The module is small. Another description. The module has 40 pages. That is also another description. Okay? So, and so on and so forth kung ano yung pwede nyong ilagay dito sa mga boxes na dinidescribe yung topic ninyo. Okay? So, that is how this organizer or graphic organizer being used as we organize information using the description type. Okay, another type of informational text is what we call the cause and effect. I know that you already know what is a cause and effect. So, kasi napag-aaralan naman na ninyo ito before you go to grade 6 level. So, the purpose of cause and effect is to refer to what happened. Kung ano yung nangyari, yung kinalabasan, and why it happened, kung bakit ganun yung kinalabasan. So, yung kinalabasan, yung result, that is the effect. Yung cause, yun yung dahilan, why it happened. So, ang signal question natin dito, what happened? Why did it happen? What caused it to happen? So, meron tayong mga salita na pwede nating gamitin when we are going to identify the type of informational text. So, kapag nakita nyo itong mga salitang ito, so, because, since, therefore, if, then, this led to, reason why, as a result, may be due to, effect of, consequently, for this reason, kapag nakita nyo yung mga iyan, we can identify that the informational text is cause and effect. Yun lang. Okay? So, we also have here the graphic organizer for the cause and effect. Of course, there are so many reasons why something happened. That's why we have here, in the graphic organizer, we have here 3 causes and 1 effect. Or we can have just one cause and many effects. Ganun kasi minsan mayroong iisa lang ang dahilan pero marami ang kinalabasan. Let's say for example sa cause, dito sa unang graphic organizer, we have you are going to take an exam. But before the exam, ang ginawa mo ay nag-games ka, nagpuyat ka, hindi ka nag-review. So, ang naging effect nun, bumagsak ka sa test. So, maraming dahilan, okay? So, ang naging resulta ay bumagsak ka sa test. Bumagsak ka sa test because you did not review your notes. You just play games. You stay late at night. So the effect will be you are going to fail the exam or you have failed the examination. So that is the first graphic organizer in this one. But in this one, just only one cause tapos maraming naging effect. Let's say for example, same scenario. You are going to take an examination tomorrow. So, ang ginawa mo, nag-review ka ng iyong notes. Ang effect nun, pwedeng maging, you are the highest scorer in the test or in the examination. You passed the test. You are being praised by your teacher. So that is how cause and effect goes like. Okay? Kahit isa lang yung dahilan, pwedeng maraming maging effect or maging result. So that is how we show the relationship of cause and effect using these graphic organizers. Okay, let's move on. Next one is the comparison and contrast. The purpose is to show or shows or presents how two or more things are alike and or different. So, when we say comparison and contrast, kung ano yung pagkakatulad at ang pagkakaiba. So, the key structure or signal questions in this one is, or what items or things are being compared? In what ways they are alike? In what ways are they different? So, yun yung mga tanong. Okay, so ang ating signal words, when you see these words, you can say that the type of informational text you are going to identify is comparison and contrast. When you see these words or when you read these words in the text that you are going to identify, you can say that the type is comparison and contrast. So we have here same as, similar, alike, as well as, not only, but also, both, instead of, either or, on the other hand, different from, as opposed to. So that those are the words that you can remember para ma-identify niyo yung text kung ito ba ay comparison or contrast. Okay. So sa pag-identify ng comparison and contrast as a type of informational text, you can use the Venn diagram. So in Venn diagram, there are two circles. There are two interconnected circles or overlapping circles. So dito sa left side, ayan, dito sa left, at saka dito sa right, these are the statements or the facts na pagkakaiba or the difference or the contrasts. And then, dito naman sa loob na circle, dito yung pagkakatulad. Okay? Dito nyo isusulat yung pagkakatulad, dito yung pagkakaiba sa dalawang gilid. And that is how Venn diagram being used. Okay? So let's move on. Next is what we call problem and solution. Problem and solution tells about the problem and the possible solutions to it. So kapag may problema, may solusyon. Always remember that if there is a problem, there is always a solution to that problem. So in every problem that you are encountering, always thought that there is always a solution. And in this type, our key structure or signal question, what is the problem? Why is this a problem? Is anything being done or try to solve the problem? What can be done to solve the problem? Okay, for those who are watching, please take a screenshot in this live stream and then send it to our group chat. Okay, so these are the signal words. Question is dilemma. The puzzle is to solve this. One answer is, one reason for the problem is, These are the words that you have to remember for you to identify that the informational text that you are reading has a type of problem and solution. Okay? I wasn't able to record our... record. Okay. So this is now the graphic organizer for the problem and solution. Okay? Ayan. So we have here different problems, but we also have here, we have here the solution. Just like the graphic organizer of cause and effect. Parang ganun lang siya. Merong maraming problema, pero isa lang yung nagiging solusyon. Meron namang isang problema, pero maraming solusyon. So, kahit pagaano ang problema ng isang tao, there is always a solution for that problem. And, you know, God will not give you a problem if you cannot solve it. Okay? Always remember that. Okay, so that is our discussion in types of informational or factual texts. So the learning task number 3 is meron kayong summative tests. So sa summative test ninyo, I hope you are reading your summative test right now. Grade 6. Okay. I hope you are reading it right now. Kasi meron ang supply, ilan ba? Konti lang pala. Okay? I hope nasagutan nyo na siya. Merong text dyan. You are going to identify the type of text. And then, merong mga signal words na kailangang ilagay. Tapos, you are going to create a diagram. Okay? So, each type of text naman ay meron namang I think, meron naman siyang each type of text merong mga graphic organizer. Kaya dito sa inyong summative test, gagawa kayo ng graphic organizer. Based dun sa type of text. Okay? Let's say, for example, dun sa may number 1, all crocodilians are reptiles with long snouts, long tails, 4 short legs, tough skin, and sharp teeth. Members of the crocodilian family include alligators, crocodiles, caimans, and gavials. Crocodilians live in warm weather throughout the year, and they spend part of their time in the water and part of their time on land. Almost all crocodilians grow to be very large, with the largest more than 20 feet long. There are 2 kinds of alligators, 14 kinds of crocodiles, 8 kinds of caimans, and 1 kind of gavial. So from the text itself, you can identify that this is a description. Kasi dinedescribe niya yung crocodilians, or yung crocodile. Okay? Ayan, nabigay ko na sa inyo yung unang sagot dun sa may number 1. What you have to do is to identify the signal words. Kasi nabigay ko na yung type of text. Okay? Type of text is description. So, it's up to you. Okay, paki-comment nga kung ano, kung okay, kung nakuha yung una. Narinig ba? Ano yung number 1 dun sa may summative test? Anong type of text? Comment down. Sinabi ko na. And also, nga pala, you are going to submit your performance task number 1. Okay? I oblige everyone to submit their performance task. Okay. So, we have here our week 3 to 4. So, ang topic natin is about biases and propaganda devices. Okay? So, advertisement. When you hear the word advertisement, what do you think or what comes to your mind? Okay? As for me, advertisement, these are the things that will promote a certain product. So that is how I describe or define advertisement. Okay. Okay. Wait. Hindi natin mabasa. Okay. The use of advertisement is very common nowadays. It varies in form. Some advertisements are done through print, non-print, and broadcast forms. They are important as they aid in reaching their target audience and or market. So we have different kinds of advertisements. Okay? So meron tayong print. Ito yung mga posters. Posters na nakikita natin sa halimbawa sa stores, or even sa labas ng school, meron din mga advertisement ang schools. Ayan. Non-print, ito yung mga nasa online, yung mga soft copy, ayan. Mga nasa social media. And broadcast forms. Yung broadcast forms, ito naman yung mga nasa television, nasa dyaryo, yun. They are important as they aid in reaching their target audience and or market. Kasi, when you are going to sell a product, you have to make use of advertisements. Okay? Because, for you or for your product to be popular, so that you can have a very big, kita, ganun, sa iyong product, ganun. If you are selling a certain product. Yan, naging business na tayo dito. Okay, next. The lesson will help you develop your skills in making judgment based on your personal point of view using varied propaganda devices. These devices spread or give information, pieces of idea or rumor in order to persuade you to arrive at a certain decisions in life. So in this lesson, matututuhan natin kung paano magbigay ng judgment sa isang bagay. Okay? Kasi you have to make your judgment for you to decide wisely. Dina-develop din natin yan. To do this, you must recognize evaluative word choice to detect biases and propaganda devices used by speakers or writers. So in this one, you are going to recognize words that are evaluative. Okay. The Philippines is known for its "is more fun in the Philippines" slogan. Okay? So, ito yung naging isa sa mga slogan na tumatak sa ating bansa. Okay? It is, I think, a form of advertisement. What is your most favorite place or spot in your city, province, or locality? Okay? So, halos karamihan sa mga lugar dito sa ating bansa ay tourist spots. Okay? Magagandang lugar. Okay? Yung iba dinedevelop, yung iba just like talagang maganda lang as it is. Okay? So what you are going to do is to make judgment or identify different propaganda devices and biases. Okay. So in here, sabi dito, promote your most favorite place or spot in a 5-sentence script. So dito sa ating lugar, meron naman dito sa Nueva Ecija maraming magagandang lugar. So pwede naman nating gawan ng 5-sentence script to promote our province. Okay, present it to your parents or guardians. Ask them if they will be persuaded to visit such place with the help of your written script. So that will be your one of the tasks. Okay. Okay, so learning task number 1 is to pretend to be an endorser. In 3 to 5 sentences, how would you promote or endorse the roasted chicken product below? Highlight the keywords that you will use to persuade your target audience. So in your module kasi, meron tayo dyan picture ng roasted chicken. Okay, roasted chicken. So in there, ito nga yung nakalagay. You are going to pretend to be an endorser. And in 3 to 5 sentences, you are going to promote the roasted chicken. Okay. I think that will be your assignment. You are going to film yourself endorsing the roasted chicken. You are going to create 3 to 5 sentences and then film yourself while promoting the chicken roasted or the roasted chicken product. Okay? And then send it to me. Okay? Send it to me via Messenger. Okay. So we have different propaganda devices. Asa na ba yun? Okay. So ano ba kasi yung propaganda, biases and propaganda? So biases are judgments based on personal point of view, while propaganda refers to the spreading of information, ideas, or rumor that is meant to make people accept them. So biases, these are your personal judgment. Okay? Personal judgment based on based on a certain product. And then the propaganda refers to the spreading of information, ideas, or rumor that is meant to make people accept them. So itong mga propaganda na ito yung mga ginagamit ng mga advertisers to promote their product. They are spreading the information about a certain product. The ideas may be false or misleading. Biases and propaganda are both used to influence people to persuade, believe, buy, or do something. So, ito yung parang nagsisales talk. Okay? Kasi, halimbawa, if you are going to promote your product, you are going to say something that is in favor of what you are selling. Okay? Ganon. Ganon ang pagsisales talk or pag-spread ng information about a certain product. Of course, if you are the seller of a certain product, you are going to sell the product or you are going to say something in favor of your product. Maganda yung sasabihin mo tungkol dun sa product mo. Kasi nga, syempre, gusto mong maibenta yun sa iba. And of course, as a seller or as sellers, you must be responsible, no? In stating what is fact in your product. Okay? There are varied propaganda devices that can influence you to make judgment. These are commonly used in advertisements, texts, passages, and or messages that you have watched, read, or heard. So, itong mga biases and propaganda, these are the things or the devices that will really influence you in making your own decision. Okay? The first one is what we call the bandwagon. You are attracted to use a product or join an activity because everyone is doing it. Okay? So, sa bandwagon, you are telling that the person you are talking to that everyone is doing it. So, you have to join. Kasi iisipin mo, ay ako na lang yata yung hindi gumagawa nitong bagay na ito. I must have to do it. Or I must do it. Parang ganon. Okay, so that is one way gone. For example, join an educational trip to art in the city. Buy 2 tickets and get 1 for free. Join thousands of learners who have appreciated the beauty of arts in their lives for several times. So, what are you waiting for? It is worth the experience. So in this example, inilagay dito yung thousands of learners. Ibig sabihin lang yan, marami na yung nagpunta doon sa art in the city. So ano pang hinihintay mo kung hindi mo pa na-experience ito? Pumunta ka na. Okay? So, ganyan ipinahihiwatig yung bandwagon. The advertisers will tell you that there are a lot of people that have experienced the trip in the art in the city. So what are you waiting for? Parang ganon. Bandwagon. Sinasabi lang dito na parang ikaw na lang yung hindi nakaka-experience itong bagay na ito. So bakit hindi mo pa gawin? That is bandwagon. This device encourages an individual to do the same activity as experienced by a number of people. Like I was telling you a while ago, that this device influence you that you are the only one who did not yet experience the same activity. In that way, your thinking will be swayed. Mapapaisip ka talaga, ay, parang ano naman, parang nakakalungkot kasi ako na lang yung hindi pa nakaka-experience ng gano'ng bagay. So, you tend to decide to join. Diba? That is bandwagon. Another one is what we call plain fox. You are encouraged to use a product because it's what folks at home are using. This uses ordinary people as endorsers to show that the product is being used by usual persons. So kanina, sinabi sa bandwagon na ikaw na lang yung hindi nakakagamit ng product ko na ito. Bilhin mo na. So in these propaganda devices, itong plain fox naman, sinasabi dito that everyone is using it, even those that are usual person or kahit na mahihirap ginagamit ito. So, ganon yung plain fox. Ginagamit nila yung ordinary people to endorse a certain product. Example, this electric fan is assembled for you to feel the ambience of nature. Feel the breeze of natural air within the corners of your home. So, ayan. Use soap guard It can keep you germ-free for the next 24 hours. Ba? Everyone can use. Yun yung plain false. Next is yung testimonial. You are convinced to use a product because it is endorsed or confirmed by a well-known personality. Okay? So usually, makikita natin itong testimonial sa mga commercial sa TV na ang gumagawa or ang nag-endorse ng isang produkto ay isang artista. Okay? Kasi kilala natin yung artista. We know that the artists are very popular. Okay? Television artists are very popular. So that's why a certain company recruits or I think uh, invite artists to endorse their product. Kaya maraming artista ang makikita natin sa television na ini-endorse ang certain product. Kasi kapag isa kang well-known personality, you have the power to influence people. Kasi maraming humahanga sa'yo, maraming lumulok forward, look up sa iyo. That is why companies use artists to endorse their product. Ang tawag natin dun ay testimonial. Okay, let's say for example, Kimmy Jones, a well-known basketball player, says that Abibas is the best sporting shoes he has ever used. So in this statement, ang product is Abibas. Ang product ay shoes, sporting shoes, and the company is Abibas. Okay? So, ang nagsalita ay yung well-known basketball player. So, bilang kilala siya, baka marami nang gumawa or gumawa ng kanyang bumili ng kanyang sapatos. Kasi nga, nag-state or nagsalita yung isang well-known basketball player na maganda, na ang pinakamaganda ng naging sapatos niya na nagamit ay Abibas. So, ang tendency, maraming bumili ng kanilang produkto. Another one. Juan de la Cruz, a famous stage actor, says copy mo will always keep you awake while at work. So, copy mo is the product. And the endorser is a famous stage actor na si Juan de la Cruz. So, si Juan de la Cruz, syempre, habang ini-endorse yung product, iniinom niya yun. And as his experience sa pag-inom ng copy mo, it will always keep you awake while at work. So, syempre, yung may mga work, ang tendency, bumili ng copy mo. Lalo na kung idol nila, si Juan de la Cruz na isang famous stage actor. Okay? So, that is testimonial. When we say testimonial, it utilizes famous or influential people to testify about the beauty of a certain product to win the interests of customers. O, diba? For example pa, sa mga beauty products. Sa mga beauty products, usually ang mga nag-endorse nun ay mga artista, yung mga magaganda, kaya nga beauty products, di ba? Syempre, hindi kukuha ang company ng isang tao na ang i-endorse ay beauty products kung siya ay hindi naman kagandahan. Okay? So that is how testimonial being described as a propaganda device. Next is what we call name calling. It is a device that persuades you to avail the product or service because of the negative image it creates against another product or service. So in name calling, you are comparing two products. Siyempre, for example, meron tayo dito example. Taste our original chicken inasal. Unlike other roasted chickens, which use chemicals in preparing their products, our chicken are roasted using our secret and natural spice and ingredients. Okay, wait lang, may tumatawag. Hello po. Yes po. Yes po. Apo, apo. Purok 4 po. Opo. Purok 5 po kasi nakalagay. Dito po kami sa may... Asan po ba kayo ngayon? San Vicente del Pilar. Diyan po sa may highway. Okay. Nasa may Alpha Mart po kayo. Apo, apo. Didiretsuhin niyo po yan. Tapos pagka po na-reach nyo na yung barangay hall, merong crossing, diretso pa po yun. Tapos, may kanto po doon and then kakaliwa po kayo. Apo. Tapos pwede nyo na pong pagtanong. Yes po. Andito po ako ngayon. Actually po, nag-online class po ako eh. Apo. Okay po. Actually, wala po kaming gate. Kakagawa lang ng bakod ng fence namin. Yung kagagawang bakod po, doon po yung sa amin. Apo. Kagagawa lang po. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's get back to the discussion. Let's go back to our discussion. So yung name calling mga anak, these are the propaganda devices kung saan pinagkukumpara natin yung ating product sa ibang product na mas maganda ang atin kesa sa kanila. That is the explanation about name calling. This propaganda uses advertisements war with other products in the market. So, in name calling, meron kang kaparehas na product and then sinisiraan mo yung ibang product just to lift your own product. Okay, so that is name calling. Another one is what we call glittering generality. You give in because you are overwhelmed by vague, sweeping statements that usually come in slogans or simple catch phrases. So, glittering generality, ito yung magagandang sinasabi natin tungkol sa isang product. Okay? Tungkol sa isang product, magaganda yung sinasabi. Okay? For example, Air Philippines, the spirit of the Filipino, is the greatest airline ever in this century. It is powered by latest technology, offering exquisite comfort and satisfaction for frequent and regular flyers. So, syempre, maganda yung sasabihin so that the customers will buy, will be interested doon sa ating ino-offer na product or services. That is glittering generality. The next one is the technical jargon. It uses unfamiliar or highly technical terms to impress, confuse, or deceive consumers or audience. It does not really explain how it is connected with what is being promoted. Example, Soyamar with lactose bacillus shirota strain is good for your tummy. So yung gumagamit tayo dito ng mga salita na hindi naman natin kilala, pero sounds convincing. That is technical jargon. Appeal to fear. It scares or frightens consumers so that they will either patronize or avoid the product or service. Example, cigarette smoking is dangerous to your health. It may result to cancer and other respiratory illnesses. So ito yung mga mga advisory, I think, mga sinasabi tungkol dun sa isang product. Okay. Another one is powerful words. It uses either pleasant or hideous sounds to either lure or drive people away from something. shampoo commercials saying soft, silky, shiny hair to convince the audience to patronize the products. Of course, these are the words that best describes the product. So that is powerful words. Okay, let us remember, propaganda is not only used in print or broadcast media, but also in any professional engagement with the purpose of convincing the audience to believe in their views, like political rally and direct selling of products. So that is propaganda devices. Okay? This ends our discussion for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have learned something from our discussion. So, at this point, we will be ending our live stream, and thank you for participating in our discussion or our class. So, goodbye, and see you again for another live streaming class. Goodbye!
Yun naman kung ano. Yung 1.8 na to. Teka lang po, ano?